There'll be knocks Tinubu over Brazil trip. This is not time for personal vacation. Nigeria has myriad of problems. Plenty. Former presidential candidate of the Labour Party LP Peter Obi has slammed President Bola Tinubu over his trip to St. Lucia, Brazil, describing it as ill-timed and insensitive to the realities facing millions of Nigerians. In a statement titled, "No, Mr. President, this is not the time for holidaying," and posted on his verified X, formerly Twitter account, on Saturday, Obi expressed shock over what he termed the government's misplaced priorities and apparent detachment from the country's deepening crisis. They don't care now. Do they care? Does he care? They don't. He said, "Dear Nigerians, I'm struggling with my senses to understand what is happening to governance in this country." Obi wrote, "What I have seen and witnessed in the last 2 years has left me in shock about poor governance delivery and apparent channeling of energy into politics and satisfaction of the elites, while the masses in our midst are languishing in wants." No be small languishing now. His statement comes in response to an official announcement from the presidency confirming President Tinubu's departure to St. Lucia for what was described as a combination of official engagement and private leisure time. That is exactly what he wants to go and do. Leisure time. Enjoy himself, rest for doing nothing. Sky reporters earlier reported that Tinubu's aide, Bayo Onanuga, in a statement said that the president would first visit St. Lucia on a state visit to deepen Nigeria's engagement with Caribbean nation. Now only Nigeria, they go get engagement with every other country. They are not coming to come and engage with us. Deepens Nigerian engagement. Never. According to the release, Tinubu would thereafter fly to Brazil to participate in the 17th summit of BRICS in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, for July 6 to July 7. No be small vacation, no. Now, wow. But Obi noted that, according to St. Lucia's Prime Minister, Philip J. Pierre, Tinubu's visit, spanning several days, includes 2 days of official visits, June 30 to July 1, with the rest allocated to personal vacation. Obi said he had initially dismissed the news when it was reported. He said in the past 2 years, Nigeria has lost more people to all sorts of criminality than a country that is officially at war. Yes, so we have really lost a lot of people in the past 2 years. Without any twilight, Nigeria ranks amongst the most insecure places in the world. Nigerians are hungrier, and most people do not know where their next meal will come from. With such a blurry picture of one's country, you can imagine my bewilderment when I saw a news release from the presidency announcing that President Bola Tinubu is departing Nigeria today for a visit to St. Lucia in the Caribbean. Person wey work no dey rest. You just reconciled Fubara and Wiki. That's work now. Is that not enough for somebody to go and rest? The presidency release merely confirmed an earlier news report since last week, where the Prime Minister of the Caribbean, Philip J. Pierre, announced at a pre-cabinet press briefing on Monday last week that President Bola Tinubu is expected to depart Nigeria on Saturday, June 28, 2025, for St. Lucia for official engagement and private leisure time. According to the Prime Minister's announcement, 2 of these days, June 30 and July 1, will be dedicated to an official visit, with the remainder of the trip set aside as a personal vacation. I told the person who drew my attention to the Caribbean story that it cannot be true, and that the president is just coming back from a holiday in Lagos. I didn't want to believe that anybody in the position of authority, more so the president, on whose table the buck stops in this country, with all the myriad problems is in virtually all areas of governance, would contemplate a leisure trip at this time. Obi criticized the president's failure to visit Minna, Niger State, where over 200 people reportedly died and more than 700 remain missing following a devastating flood. Yes, so did he even say anything about the River State flood, the Niger State flood? I don't even think he even mentioned anything about it. Even the water crisis, did he go there? He only went to their capital, Makurdi, and went to snap pictures with some people. The people that got burnt, he didn't go to their village. He didn't reach there. They did not reach there. This is the president going for leisure. As in, you can imagine, what have you done that you are doing leisure? when he couldn't visit Minna, Niger State, where over 200 persons lost their lives and over 700 persons still missing in a flood natural disaster, he said. I wonder which type of incident will happen before a president is attracted to show physical sympathy to the distressed citizens. He also referenced a previous visit to Benue State, which he described as politically motivated rather than compassionate. The other states in crisis where over 200 lives were murdered. The president yielded to public pressure and visited Makurdi, the state capital, for what turned out to be a political jamboree. Then condolence as public holiday was declared, and children made to line up to receive the president who couldn't even reach the village. The scene of the brutal attack will be stated, referring to how children were made to line up to welcome the president. During a geographical and demographic comparison, Obi noted in terms of land size, Makurdi is 93.7.4 km, which is over 59% bigger than St. Lucia, which is 617 km square, and Minna is 6,789 square kilometers, which is 10 times bigger than St. Lucia. Obi stressed, I don't think the situation in this country today calls for leisure for anybody in a position of authority, more so the president on whose desk the buck stops. This regime has repeatedly shown its insensitivity and lack of passion for the populace. They don't have that passion. Zero. Going by the way it prioritizes the rich and shows indifference to the poor. This very obvious indifference of the federal government to the suffering of the Nigerian people should urgently be reversed. He further condemned the Tinubu administration's focus on political survival rather than the people's welfare. He said one had expected the president to be asking God for extra hours in a day for the challenges, but what we see is a concentration of efforts in the 2027 election and on satisfying the wealthy while the mass poor continues to multiply in numbers. Exactly. I've never seen any other president that travels the way our president travels. Like, you don't hear Trump, even Trump that is the world class president self. You don't hear him traveling up and down like that. Like, oh, he's going, have you heard that Trump is going for vacation? Even when he was there, his first tenure, you don't hear them traveling around like that all the time. There are so many other governors and presidents in other countries. You don't hear them say, oh, they are traveling to Nigeria to come and do vacation, or they want to come for a conference or a seminar or a summit or whatever. But our own, always traveling. Calling for urgent redirection, Obi said, I'd like to let our leaders know one thing, that the God-given resources of this country belongs to all, not a few. The time has come to put a stop to these drifts before it consumes all and focus on pulling people out of poverty. So, my listeners, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.